everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles, and we are going to be doing some messages from Spirit today. But firstly, I just wanted to take the time to talk a little bit about the new moon in Aries, and we are at a new beginning. Of course, this is the first of the new moons in the astrological clock, and so we are here to remember that it's time to follow through with your plans. It's time to follow with your dreams and goals and wishes. And this is a big yes about it being successful as well. So if you build it, they will come. All right. And we're in this new energy right now. Try not to listen to mindless gossip or people who think they know everything, or, having to tell you, what they think, and you feel like I know that, you know what I mean? Someone feels like they need to tell you or whatever. And it's like, try not to take it to heart, okay? There's a lot of energy going on at the moment where there is, fearful energy. However, yesterday Bobby and I went to the shop, and there was toilet paper there, and that hasn't been there for a while. And also there was meat and things back on the shelves. So maybe people are just learning that, the panicking is making it much worse for everybody. And we don't need to panic buy. We just need to buy as normal, and there'll be enough, more than enough for all of us. So there was some changes happening, which made me really happy. And I thought, okay, people are finally starting to chill out. As I said before, and look, anything can happen. There's many different angles on everything here, but I feel that in the next couple of weeks, we'll just be doing this social distancing, locking down a little bit, doing it ourselves, only going out when necessary kind of thing. And then it will start to get a little bit easier for us all, okay? But this has been a really, really good blessing for the earth, and I'm so happy for the earth to be able to finally breathe, But don't take anything anyone says right now to heart. It's another energy of Aries, is that people will come at you and try to, tell you the obvious, or point out something to you to make you look stupid or make you feel bad. Just don't let it, just brush it off. It is what it is. And it is time for you to be focusing on your own goals and dreams and visions for the future, and not letting them be governed by what anybody else wants you to do or thinks you should do, or any kind of pressure that you feel that you're under. I just also wanted to point out that I am going to be doing more webinars in April. These are at least 3 hours long. These are not on YouTube, and they are full of information, because as you can imagine, I'm talking for 3 hours, and that's a lot of talking. And we do quite a lot of work in them, and you do get quite a lot of information to keep as well. So my next one will most likely be on dragons, and teaching about that, possibly angels, and also one of my healing methods I'm going to share, I have decided. So I'll be teaching my Soul Star healing, which is based on Egyptian healing. And so if you're interested in any of these, or wanting to keep updated with webinars, which are very cheap, they're very affordable, and I'm trying to do it that way, please sign up for my email, okay? And then you'll get notified when they're coming out, etc. And I do try to give you plenty of time to organize payment, etc. Okay. So it's time to take action, guys, all right? We're going to be working with some different cards today. Those were my Moonology cards, of course. So would also want to get an angel message from, because Archangel Raphael has been hanging around a lot. He's so funny, pushing me into messages, which I don't mind. Okay, so we're going to get 2 messages from Raphael. You don't need to choose a number. This is going to be for everybody. Going to trust that it's the right message. Okay, first message from Raphael for everyone who's listening. Okay, we have Jesus, the divine healer. I love this. Dear Jesus, thank you for your divine healing power and presence. Okay, just going to put that here. I know the sunshine is coming right in my window. I do apologise, but that's how it is. Okay, I want to let the sunshine in because I'm getting the beautiful energy from it. Okay, so Jesus and Archangel Raphael working together. It's also an energy sort of telling you that, healing for you is, or you're working on your own healing and also helping others with that is part of your purpose, okay? And healing, Jesus is, and his healing presence is with you, okay? Or whoever it is that you might be thinking about as well. And he brings healing to all those who call on him. So just asking Jesus to be there is enough for him to begin working for you. And also with Archangel Raphael as well. So you just need to know that the things that you've been doing, the prayers, the intentions, the declarations that you've been having, he's listening to you, okay? He's answering us. And his grace is supporting peace and well-being as well. So he did teach about healing, the healing power of faith. So this card is also a call to trust and have faith in miracles. Trust and have faith, even when it doesn't seem like anything is happening. There are things that are happening behind the scenes, okay? So give fears over. Ask Jesus to put your mind and body at ease. Ask Jesus for guidance about what to do next, and then listen to your intuitive wisdom. Read inspirational passages. Read things that are boosting your energy. Not all the media that's driving us all nuts, and I cannot get over how they are, especially in Australia, because I get the 7 News and the 9 News on my iPad, and it's like, straight away in the morning, it's like I have to get rid of it because it's all like, this is going to get worse and this and this and this, and it's all bad news. And fearing the public, and then of course the public go into the panic. And then everyone feels that panic energy. But I have to say, in the United States, we are doing actually quite an amazing job, right? We got through the initial nervousness and worry and concern and stress, and now we're starting to understand more about it. And if you were listening to my live broadcast yesterday, I was talking about a friend of mine who got it. And he got it on the plane from Los Angeles back to Australia. And because when he got off the plane, he was unwell. I guess he could have had it a couple of weeks before, but the chances are he probably got it in close confinement like that. And they sent him home straight away, had a caseworker call him twice a day, and that's it. They're like, just go home and rest. And he's like, what? So obviously he's younger and healthy. Actually, not really that young, he's 40 and healthy pretty much. And they were just not really that concerned about it. And he told me that it peaked. So it went like you got all the symptoms kind of thing all at once, and it sort of got quite bad where, the cough is bad, etc. And then it started to decline straight away. So it moves quite quickly, this thing, in and out. Unless you're, immune deprived or have respiratory illness or things like that, you should be okay, even if you got it. So I just feel like there's this big wave of change, and that this energy of us all being sort of locked down and quiet for a little while has been necessary. We come out the other side of it with a lot more knowledge and a lot more to share with the world, and a lot more inspiration, and also gratitude, which was really needed. Gratitude for all that we have, and for the earth itself, and for the air that we breathe all the time. So Jesus, the energy of Jesus is working and with uniting people right now. Don't listen to people who feel like they have to point out all your mistakes to you, or feel like they have to tell you something because you're wrong somewhere along the line. It's like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it, because people are on the edge of their seats right now. Or a lot of people are. And I'm hoping that you will take one day at a time and just enjoy the energy, because I say to myself, this is day one. Every day, okay, day one, okay, what are we going to do today? All right, I'm going to make my videos and do my phone calls and get some writing done and do my declarations and fully, if I don't give myself time out where I'm doing my spiritual work, I feel like I'm all over the place, just like anybody else, right? So we're in this together. All right, so another card here for us all. And that's why I'm kind of making these videos a little bit longer as well, just to keep the spirits high, to talk to you all. Okay. What else? Easy does it. This is so cute, look. Dear Archangel Raphael, please help me detach, retreat, and let go so healing can occur. All right. So one of the things that happens is that what happens is that we ask for assistance and then we try to figure it out ourselves. We ask for help and then we're like, but then what's going to happen? And how do I do that? And how am I going to fix that? How am I going to do it? When you've asked the angels for assistance, when you've asked the universe or source for assistance, then you have to believe that something is behind the scenes already working for you. The only thing that you need to do is give permission for spirit to work with you, for the angels to work with you. And then you need to trust and let go that it, making sure that it's taking place that way. So by you trying to hold on to the reins all the time, you're not letting go. You're still trying to govern how the solution will happen, and it's not helping you. So letting go is truly just that. It's really, and it's hard to do, I know, because it's hard to do because a worry sets in, and you'll be like, okay, I've asked for help with this, but when's it going to happen? And what's going to happen? And it's getting close to the wire now, and I've got no money to pay rent, and, like all the panic starts to hit, where you need to constantly remind yourself, no, I've already asked for assistance with this. If I'm stressing out, I might be feeling everybody else's stuff. I need to pull the energy away from me and, declare. All right? We need to detach. We need to retreat. We need to let go so that healing can happen. And that's including this world as well. We need to pull away from it. We need to stop focusing on it. And we need to focus instead on healing already happening. And like I said to you about my friend, it's very quickly moving through people. So if you get it, it's gone. A lot of people have felt like they've had the symptoms, could have possibly had a mild case of it. Who knows? But it's the same as anything, though. We get these different flus and different viruses all the time, right? And the fact that things have been closed down this time shows me that there's something else behind the scenes that all of us are unaware of, and eventually we will find out about. Okay, so until then, let's just take it easy. Raphael's telling us, let's just chill out. Easy does it. And take your time to strengthen yourself and empower yourself. And here comes Pilot. Hi, Pilot. He's at the window. Okay. Now, I'm going to use these fantastical, what are they called? Fantastical Creatures tarot as well. Okay, so we're going to see what else. Oh, there's a 9 of Cups. That's nice. We're going to see what other messages we have from Spirit, how Spirit tries to talk to you, how you can be more open, what they're trying to get you to understand, and what you can do to deepen the connection. Okay, so we'll have a look at these things. I might have to move my little thing closer. All right, so too low, isn't it? Okay, just let me move this closer. Sorry, everyone. I think I have it organized until I get here, and then it's like, nah, it's not organized. Okay. Okay, message from Spirit. Okay, I love these cards. I try to do these cards every day. And there's a little message in the box, if I can find it. Sort of teaches us about the fantastical creatures that come up to represent the cards. Okay, so the first one is a message from Spirit. Remember, don't take anybody's nonsense, okay? Sometimes things are nobody else's business but yours. Don't feel like you need to explain yourself either, okay? Message from Spirit. Two of Cups. Okay, now this is a good card. Let's hopefully you guys can see that. That's a little bit clearer, isn't it? Okay, the sun is shining through my window and I really don't want to shut my window. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. Okay, Two of Cups. Now we know, just in a quick reference, that this is like a time of coming together, maybe making up after an argument perhaps with somebody as well. But this is the message from Spirit, and it is about coming together, right? An emotional time, okay? Things, well, we know that the mermaids, these are the merfolk here. Mermaids and mermen appear in the seas, rivers, bays, and occasionally lakes. Above the waist, merfolk have human forms, and below their hips they sport fishtails with large flukes covered with tiny translucent scales. Although they are very beautiful, it is a cold beauty, as they do not possess human emotions. They possess supernatural powers, one of which is the ability to foretell the future. Legends say that the merfolk also can call up fierce storms and howling winds by dancing through the waves. This card depicts the mermaid and merman harmoniously intertwined, both reaching for the cup of spiritual love. Pearls of ancient wisdom cling to their bodies, along with the rising bubbles of conscious spirituality. The ruins of ancient palaces symbolize past lives that have left important marks on our present lives. So, an emotional time in your life when you should think through every action twice before doing it, you know. So if you are self-disciplined and responsible, you will benefit greatly in the end. A successful partnership or love affair will soon appear. If you recently quarreled with a lover or a friend, this is an excellent time to make up as well. So it's a good card for the message from Spirit here is gain control of your emotions, okay? That you are in charge of what's happening and how you're feeling about something. No one can upset you unless you allow them to, okay? Past lives are holding impact over your present situation as well. So some of the fear may be entwined in that. It may be exaggerated perhaps. And if you need to talk to someone about past life session, etc., you know who to call. So there's harmony here, and the message from Spirit is work together to bring forth a peaceful resolution. That's what it feels like to me. It's also talking a lot about love. And one thing that we discovered when we were doing our webinar the other day is the message for the world is to send it love as well. You know, that's very, very important. Okay? All right. So how Spirit tries to speak to me. Let's have a look at this one. Or maybe one of the ways in which Spirit tries to speak to you. Let's have a look. Okay. All right, so we have the energy of chains. So, there's a sort of double story here. Okay, so this is how Spirit tries to speak with us. All right. All right, so the energy of this is like the Devil card. So it's almost like when there is, and this is the Fenris roof in Norse mythology, was one of the children of Loki. Okay, so this is one of the the energies of Loki. So it sort of warns here against the spirit's trying to speak to you about with your impulses, etc. Okay, and not to follow the negative impulses that you may feel. So you may feel like lashing out at someone sometimes, and you may feel like you need to defend yourself. And like I was saying to you before, if people are pointing out all your flaws all the time, you may feel like just like screaming at them, but it's not worth it. So Spirit tries to speak, and this is an interesting way of showing you this. It's trying to speak with you like on when what really matters and what doesn't really matter. Does it really matter what anybody else thinks? Does it really matter? In your heart what you're trying to do. Where your integrity lies. And if someone wants to pick on you with tiny little flaws for some reason, or whatever it is for you, then does it really matter? Like, is it worth getting yourself all worked up about, And maybe if you have been getting yourself worked up about things, then this is just saying, hey, Spirit is trying to speak to you about this. So the Fenris roof, I'll just read to you a little bit about the Fenris roof. According to Norse mythology, the Fenris wolf was one of the children of the trickster god Loki. Fenris grew to be so dangerous he had to be restrained in magical chains, yet the great wolf easily escaped. The gods took Fenris to the island of Linvi in the middle of a lake, where he was fastened to a great rock. Legend says Fenris wolf will stay there until the end of the world. This card evokes the harsh, bleak feeling when there seems to be no way out of a bad situation. However, Fenris holds the key in the form of a sword to release in his mouth. Applied at the right place, the sharp edge of the weapon can shatter the chains. If you examine all options, there is a way to escape your captivity, or how you feel, or the situation that you're in, or the people that are picking on you, or the unnecessary things that you receive that are just like, why are you even bothering with all of that stuff? Can't you see all this good stuff? Well, you have to bother with all that stuff. It's a little bit annoying, and sometimes because of the energy of the earth right now, everything is triggering people. People are feeling a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a little bit on overload, so they're super sensitive. So if you say something to somebody and they take it the wrong way, it might just be because of that. All right. So learn to control the negative impulses. This card always warns against obsessing over something as well, right? So, Spirit is trying to speak with you about those things, not letting the little negative things get to you, and remembering that you have the key to your own release here. The key's right with you, and it's whether you take something personally all the time, or sensitively all the time, or whether you just shake it off and keep on moving ahead. Okay, and it's important to do that now. Okay, in these testing times. All right. And the next message: how can we be more open, receptive? What else do we need to know? Okay, the Selkie. Seven of Cups, the Selkie. Okay, so how can we be more open and receptive? Let's take a talk about the Selkie here. It's like there's many ideas going on. So this is also talking about, abandoning things too soon, or giving up on something really quickly. And maybe you're, been asking Spirit for assistance, etc., but then you give up on it because you can't see the answer straight away. So you're being asked to really, really sit and examine your true intuitive feelings, because if you are all listening to your true intuitive feelings, then you know that everything is going to be okay, right? That you are going to be supported as long as you are not taking everything that is said personally, that you're following through with your goals and your dreams. And remember, we had the new moon in Aries, right, at the beginning of the reading today, which is what we're under at the moment, which is saying plan ahead. This is it. You're going to be successful. But if you're listening to all these different little things that are distracting you, okay, then you're not going to be able to receive the message from Spirit. Okay, so the Selkie here, let me read to you about the Selkie. Usually appearing as a seal in the water, the Selkie has the magical ability to assume a human form on land. The Selkie on this card contemplates the contents of the 7 cups, each holding a different treasure or promise. Yet she's disappointed because she doesn't see what she wants. Material and spiritual aspects are casually tossed aside or overlooked. See that disappointing because not seeing what you want. Is that how you feel sometimes, with Spirit? That you're not always seeing or getting exactly what you want? And so therefore it's not real? We need to be careful with those ones, because generally what I've learned, what I wrote in my book about the angels especially, was that we may not always see their presence in our life, okay? But we see the effects of them working with us, right? So that's one way to think of things. It's like you don't see air, you can't see air, it's invisible. But you can see the effects of air, right? Blowing through the trees, blowing dust up and causing all kinds of, issues at times. We see what air and wind can do, right? But we can't really actually see them, can we? It's all invisible, right? So think of things that way. Feel the effects of Spirit working with you. Be receptive in that way. What effect, what can I see in my life? Do I feel lighter? Do I feel strong? Do I feel empowered? Or do I feel scared or worried or consumed with, statistics, or consumed with the whole thing all the time, 24/7? The Spirit wants you to just to receive love and know that everything is going to be perfect just for you, in your way, in the right way for you, and in a way that it affects others as well, So sometimes the timing is off with things because it has to, be right for everybody, okay? And sometimes the timing is off at times, or you think it is and you think it's not coming, and then you start to panic again and then you block it further. Just have a look at the patterning that's been going on. My mission for all of you is to help you to help yourself, and to be strong, and help you to empower yourself as well. So think about what your mission is in this world also, and understand that you already have the ability to do this, and you're receiving information about it all the time. Okay? Okay, so here's another message for you. What is Spirit trying to get you to understand? I love it. The chariot. Look, we're moving on. Okay. The chariot's an interesting card because it's sort of, it's like talking about your efforts at the same time. And, that sustained efforts win. It also talks about movement, of course. So at the moment, none of us can go anywhere, but look at this. It's going to be happening soon, and it's going to be happening also in a very different way. Oh, wow, that's really... Oh, my goodness. Look at that, folks. That's cool. I'm going to have to try to close this a little bit. That sun just won't quit. Okay. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get it so that you guys can see it. And it just won't. All right, so let me try to hold it for you. Okay, let's have a look. There we go, a little bit better. All right, I'm sorry, it is what it is. You guys heard me pulling my blinds down. Okay, the chariot. So, this is talking about what Spirit is trying to get you to understand. I don't know why this is. Okay, we'll just go with it. All right, I'm going to read you a little bit about the imagery here. Let me just find the right page. The centaurs, okay, Greek mythology. Gosh, I really can't get that to change. All right, this is what it is. So centaurs were pictured by ancient Greeks as having the upper body, head and arms of a human man, and the lower body and legs of a stallion. One branch of the centaurs was aggressive, wild, lecherous, and loved to cause chaos. The others were skilled wizards and shapeshifters who used their ancient healing wisdoms and teachings to help humans. The two types of centaurs on this card remind us that we must maintain control and balance of both aspects of our physical and spiritual natures. Only when both sides are in harmony can they control the chariot and remain on course. So, if you sustain your efforts during a conflict or struggle, see, you will win in the end. That's what's happening. Okay? This card can also mean unexpected good news, travel, or change in your life. Practice self-control to reach your goals. How's that? So this is what Spirit is trying to get you to understand. And I'm so sorry that it's very hard to see the card. Sort of nothing I can do about it. I don't know why this is so strong like this. Okay. Maybe we'll try to move this over here. Oh, there we go. Haha. Fixed it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay? All right. There we go, the chariot. So, what Spirit is trying to get you to understand here is that there are all kinds of, there is all kinds of healing and harmony and passion that is here with the chariot card. That if you sustain your efforts, if you keep your mind, on the goal, on your own goal, on what you want to do, where you want to be, then you're going to win, okay? And you're going to win in the end, so no matter what. So there's unexpected good news for you, okay? Changes. Some people might be traveling sooner than they think, okay? And just practice this self-control, like that you're in charge of your experience, and, you're in charge about how you feel about certain situations, and what's going on and how you react to those also, okay? Just remember that. So Spirit is trying to get you to just be very calm, be open to the healing and the direction that this is all going in, all right? And finally, and of course you can also get deeper readings with me that are more personalized for you. What can we do to deepen our connection? What can we do? What can we focus on? Aha. Interesting. The Four of Swords. What can we do? Look at all the the lambs here. Okay. Four of Swords. This is interesting. So this is talking about resting, okay, and allowing things to unfold, right? So what you can do, this is the vegetable lamb. Interesting. The vegetable lamb is a gentle, quiet creature born from rare flowers that grow on twisting vines. The lamb's presence creates harmony and restful times that are necessary for healing on all levels. Okay. There's like a rainbow energy in the picture now. Goodness. Okay. On this card, the presence of swords shows that alert protection need not mean violence. The peacefulness needed for the rebirth of souls is symbolized by the butterfly. Okay, so there's a small butterfly at the top of the card here. Okay, so a time of misfortune is followed by a period of peaceful rest and recovery, which we are seeing right now. Okay, so a peaceful resolution to a problem. All right, we need to remember those words. There's going to be a peaceful resolution to the problem and things that have been going on. Okay, and we have to keep in that mindset also. Now, to deepen your connection, it is very vital that you try not to meditate when you're all worked up about something, that you try not to connect when you're all frustrated about it, you know. And I don't know how many times people say to me that they are trying and trying and trying and they just can't do it. So you're defeated. And then you go through this energy of like, well, why can all these other people do it then and I can't? You have to set time aside for your growth, you know, your meditation and for opening up things. And it's not so much that you're opening up something new for yourself, a brand new channel. You're opening up ancient energy within yourself, you know. And for some reason, some people do shut things off, okay? So that needs to also be explored if you're not feeling like you're getting anywhere in your spiritual journey. It needs to be explored as to, you know, where the blockages may lie, you know. And also that you're working on all of your chakras, not just one. Because otherwise you're going to give yourself terrible headaches, especially if you're trying to work on your crown and third eye, etc. And that's all you're working on. You're placing all this energy straight into your head. You know, it can not be, you know, it can be unbalanced and make you feel all over the place. So connection with spirit is those quiet moments. Close your eyes. You learn some hand postures, you know. So, for example, if you see me talking, sometimes I go like this, like as I'm talking, right? Because I taught myself that this pose for me brings me in tune with spirit. As I do this, I'm in tune with spirit. As I do this, I'm in tune with spirit. I taught myself this one. So yours might be something else, you know, whatever way you want to do it or however you feel connected. Some people put their hands in a prayer position, which is fine as well, you know. So whatever works for you. And so if you notice, if I'm talking on live or something, I do this a lot. And it just becomes a habit now, you know. It's kind of like I just do it. I don't think about it. All right, let's do one more final message for everybody. Okay, what do we need to know just as a collective? Whoa. Okay, the Page of Swords. Okay, so this is also talking about not listening to mindless gossip or being involved in it or having to point something out to somebody for whatever reason that you feel like you need to do that. Or it has been happening to you, right? And just not reacting to it either. Okay, so let's have a look at what this is. Page of Swords, communication, okay? People trying to communicate with you. Some gossip energy also around. Sometimes this could be a jealousy energy as well. So Spirit is kind of warning us about this, okay, of our sensitivities. This is the energy of werewolf, okay? There's some opportunity coming up also. This can also be like be aware of news about a new direction for your business, for your life, or a new job. Something about money if you've been waiting on it, because this is also depicting werewolf energy, which is transformational energy, of course, as well. Right? But let's have a look here. Counter to European legends, werewolves did not undergo actual physical change, but rather a mental and aura change that created the illusion of a wolf in behavior and appearance. During the process of transformation into a wolf, the shapeshifter's anguish as he releases conscious control produces the twisting, grunts, and howls. Interesting. The man on the card howls in triumph as he successfully transforms his essential self into a wolf. The necklace of feathers and other charms points to his shamanic training. He is prepared to use this highly spiritual power and his greatly heightened senses of awareness to seek out information he could not otherwise find. Keep aware for a message and opportunity about money or material gain. This could also be advance notice of a troubling period in your life, especially if you do not see through illusions. Okay? So sometimes, someone's true intent or true personality or true nature is hidden, and this card could also show that this is going to be revealed to you. Now, how you take that is going to be up to you. My feeling here is that we shouldn't be taking too many things personally. If people feel like they need to tell you where you're going wrong, or making you feel bad in some way, then that's on them, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. Someone's going to feel what they feel, and it's really, you can't change that. That's their energy, that's what they're doing, or that's how they choose to live, or whatever it is. Okay, and so this energy, again, it talks about this. You're going through this transformation. We're all doing this, and we're also going through deep healing, which we may not recognize right now. But when we come out through the other side of all this, we'll go, oh my gosh, there was so much that I learned in that situation, and so much has changed about myself and about my life because of it, right? So we need to be aware of transformation. We need to be aware of messages and opportunities, especially if you're worried about finances or have a concerned about abundance in some way. Then this also gives freedom from that, as well as this news comes forward. Okay, so deepening your connection, spirit trying to talk to us, not taking things personally. Remember, our sensitivities are on high alert. So, if you do happen to get a negative or angry message from somebody or something like that, just remember how you react is just as important as how you receive it. Choose to ignore it if you can, and just remember that we don't have to take everything personally, because everything is hyped up at the moment. Extra energy abounds and extra sensitivity. So be gentle with yourself, rest. Take one day at a time in this whole thing, and know that I'm going to be here for you, making these videos, etc. And I'm also available for readings and mentoring and different types of healing, shamanic work also, past life sessions, regression therapy, learning about the Akashic records, or whatever it is. Okay, I thank you for joining my newsletter as well, which will update you on everything that's coming. Thank you so much for being here, and until the next time, many blessings, and goodbye for now. Bye.